everyone, welcome back to Cheap Lazy Vegan and another video. Today I'm going to show you guys 3 very simple, very easy, high protein pasta slash noodle recipes. It is actually really easy to make your noodle slash pasta dishes high in protein with the help of today's sponsor, which is EXdiet. So I'm going to show you guys 3 different recipes. 2 of them will be pasta. Okay, 1 of them will be like noodle. What's the difference? Not sure. And if you guys need the written recipe for any of these, they will be linked in a blog post down below. And if you guys end up trying out any of these dishes, make sure you give me a little 5-star review on my blog so that it helps me out. It gets the recipe to more people. You know what I'm saying? Link is down below. 5-star review. Yay! Anyways, let's just jump straight into recipe number 1. Our first recipe is a cream of broccoli pasta. Guys, when I tell you this is so delicious and you have to try it, you have to listen to me. You have to try it. So we're starting out with some chopped broccoli and peeled garlic in a mixing bowl. We're gonna add a little bit of oil and we're just going to toss this. And I'm gonna add a little bit of salt as well, and I decided to roast these in the air fryer. Now you can use an air fryer or you can use an oven. An oven is going to obviously take longer. An air fryer, you can do this in about 10 minutes. So I decided to do an air fryer. Another option, if you want to keep this oil free, is you can actually steam your broccoli. I would just omit the garlic in this case or throw it into the blender later, which I'll show you. But yeah, if you want to keep this even lighter and healthier, you can steam or boil your broccoli as well. And I think that could also be an easy way to cook your broccoli. So that's the option, but I am using an air fryer, and don't judge my dirty air fryer, please. And while your broccoli is cooking, we are going to make our very easy creamy sauce, and our base for the creamy sauce is soft tofu. I'm taking a block of soft tofu, breaking that up and putting it into a blender along with a veggie stock cube or half a veggie stock cube. We're also going to add in some nutritional yeast, garlic powder, and dry basil. Once again, for all of the measurements, it'll be in the blog post link down below. So now you can blend those ingredients together, and it should blend pretty easily. If you need to add a tiny splash of water, you can, but the soft tofu should be perfectly fine to blend because it is so soft. And there is the sauce. It is honestly so delicious, just like that. So if you just wanted to not add broccoli, you could do that too. Anyways, for this recipe, I'm using the buckwheat pasta from EXdiet, and I'll tell you more about them later on, but basically these are higher protein noodles, which always makes me happy because it will keep me more full and more satisfied. And of course, it's gonna bump up the protein of this meal. So you can just cook those noodles up according to instructions. And in the meantime, your broccoli might be finished. And as you can see here, the broccoli is nicely roasted. And what I did was I took about half of the roasted broccoli and I threw it back into that blender and I blended it up again because we are doing a cream of broccoli. Now this is optional, you guys. You can just keep the broccoli separate. Again, you don't have to add the broccoli. The creamy sauce is delicious on its own, but I decided to make a cream of broccoli, so that is why I blended some of the broccoli, and I think the roasting allows for more flavor. So yeah, once we've blended it up, we can add it into the pan, add the rest of the broccoli on the pan as well, and then add those delicious noodles that we've drained, and yeah, just mix that all together, and there is your cream of broccoli pasta. Basically, it's super easy, guys. Very minimal ingredients. Okay, high in protein. So for this recipe, the sauce and broccoli alone is going to come to 137 calories per serving and 10 grams of protein. And once we add the EXdiet pasta, we are getting a whopping 29 grams of protein and 443 calories. So there you go. If you use a high protein pasta, you're bumping up that protein. I know, I'm such a genius. Anyway, guys, this is so good. I made this the day before filming this because I wanted to test out the recipe, and I'm telling you guys, it was delicious. I was very pleasantly surprised, and I basically didn't have to wash the blender because I licked it all off. All right, you guys, so that was recipe number 1. I hope you liked that one. It is very delicious. And now I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about today's sponsor, which is EXdiet. So EXdiet is one of the leading brands in Taiwan. Yes, guys, we're going all the way to Asia. They've recently launched a new series of healthy noodles that are completely plant-based and also high in protein, which makes me very happy. Why is protein important, guys? Well, first of all, it just helps you feel fuller. That's for me one of the most important things about about adding in extra protein into my meals. I feel so much more fuller and satisfied when I have higher protein meals. So that's why I always emphasize protein. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder, okay? I just want to feel full and satisfied. It'll help, I promise, okay? So what makes these noodles special? They are, of course, again, higher in protein. For 100 grams of these noodles, it's gonna be about 22 to 23 grams of protein. And also it's higher in dietary fiber as well and lower in sodium. So this is a healthier alternative to regular noodles or regular pasta, but I promise you it tastes just as good as regular pasta. I have tried these out many times. And they're also really versatile. So for example, I use them for pasta dishes, but I also use them for like Asian noodle dishes or like any sort of noodle style dishes. So you can use them in whatever way you want. And of course, one of my favorite aspects, they cook in like 4 minutes, okay? You guys know I love a quick dish. I love a quick recipe. Regular pasta usually takes around like, I would say 8 to 10 minutes. These cook in 4 minutes. I promise you, they're so quick and they're so delicious. So if you guys are interested in grabbing yourself some of these high protein noodles, check out the link down below and get yourself some because they're awesome and you can make some yummy dishes and they're gonna be high in protein. Yay! Thank you so much to EXdiet for sponsoring today's video. And now let's get to recipe number 2. All right, you guys, we are going to recipe number 2, which is going to be an Asian style sort of stir-fry noodle dish, and it is thebomb.com. Okay, so for this one, I am using the red quinoa pasta. I find that all of the different kinds, they pretty much taste the same, and they very much remind me of Japanese soba noodles that I eat all the time. Like you guys know, the soba noodles that I literally eat all the time. The texture is very similar. It's very like kind of chewy and soft and tender and very nice and pleasant. And they also cook as quickly as soba noodles do, except for these are higher in protein. So yay! Anyway, we're gonna cook up the noodles and then let's prepare our stir fry by adding in some oil into a non-stick pan along with some sliced onions. We're gonna saute the onions for a couple of minutes first. And then we can add in other vegetables. Now I'm adding in some broccoli and some carrots. You can feel free to add in whatever vegetables you want, but broccoli, you know that stuff is high in protein too. So lovely. I like to add a little splash of water sometimes when I'm cooking, and then we're just gonna saute that, let the vegetables cook. And in the meantime, let's prepare our sauce. Into a bowl, we're gonna add in some soy sauce and some peanut butter along with rice vinegar. And we're also going to add in some ground ginger. Now, if you had grated ginger, that would also be awesome, but I am not that much of an organized human being, and I am also lazy. So we're using ground ginger. We're gonna mix that well, just allow that to mix well. Get that sauce ready. And once our pasta is done, of course, we can drain it and then we can add it to our pan along with the vegetables. Let's also add in some edamame beans, which is another great source of protein. And we're also going to add in, of course, that sauce that we made earlier. And then we can just mix everything together. And that is pretty much it. I told you it's going to be easy. It's going to be simple. And I never lie. Well, sometimes I lie, but today I did not lie. Now this recipe comes to 587 calories per serving and 33 grams of protein. Okay, it is a high protein meal. And it is so good, you guys. I am telling you guys, you have to try this one as well. You have that delicious creamy peanut butter mixed with soy sauce and rice vinegar and that tiny bit of ginger. And just those 4 ingredients make such a delicious sauce, especially for noodles. Oh my God, you guys. And honestly, you can switch up the vinegar. If you don't have rice vinegar, you could use apple cider vinegar. You could probably also use just white vinegar. If you want it to be a little bit sweeter, you could add a little bit of sweetness into the sauce. I kept it pretty simple. And at the end here, I topped everything with some green onions and some sesame seeds, of course. And there you have it. Super simple dish. Again, switch up the vegetables if you wanted to. If you don't have broccoli or if you don't like broccoli, you can use bok choy. You can use cauliflower. I mean, there's so many options. This is delicious. Definitely try this out. All right, last but not least, this one is for the garlic lovers out there. This is my garlic pasta, or should I say creamy garlic pasta. We're gonna start out by heating some oil on a non-stick pan. And then we are going to add in lots of garlic. Now, the more, the better for this, okay? We're using about, I think I had a little less than 3 tablespoons, but I would probably use about 3 tablespoons, if not more. Guys, the limit does not exist. So we're gonna cook up some garlic, cook it for a couple minutes, and then we're gonna add some flour. Okay, so we're gonna mix this well, and then we are going to slowly pour in some soy milk. Now you may remember I made this recipe before, but I used coconut milk. I used a can of coconut milk, which is still absolutely delicious, but I wanted to make this slightly higher in protein, which is why I'm using unsweetened soy milk. Soy milk is obviously made from soybeans. It happens to be higher in protein than other plant-based milks. So we're going to add the soy milk in slowly while whisking, and as this warms up, it will thicken up into more of a creamy sauce because we've created that roux with the flour and the oil. Now, once we have that creamy sauce, we can add in some nutritional yeast, some Italian seasoning, parsley, salt, and more garlic. We're going to add in some garlic powder. And once we have all those spices in there, I like to mix this really well and just allow this to cook a little bit. I like to let this mixture thicken up so that it becomes more saucy. And I probably cook it for, I don't know, about 5 minutes or something like that, maybe even shorter. And in the meantime, you can prepare our pasta. Now this time I'm using oat pasta by EXdiet, and because these cook so quickly, you can just cook it up while the sauce is cooking. So that's the beauty of it. So we're just gonna cook up the pasta again according to instructions. And of course, once the pasta is done cooking, you can drain it and add it to that delicious garlic sauce. I'm telling you guys, if you love garlic, you will be obsessed with this sauce. Okay, I've made it multiple times, and it's delicious even when it's not with coconut milk and even with soy milk. It is delicious. We also added in some chickpeas for additional protein, and I find that chickpeas goes really well with this, so highly recommend chickpeas as the protein source. But of course, you can use whatever plant-based protein source that you would like, or even just leave it out since we're already using high protein pasta. So this dish is going to come to around 466 calories per serving and 28 grams of protein. Once again, very high in protein, absolutely delicious. It feels very indulgent, yet it is still pretty healthy. Okay, we're gonna top everything with some parsley. I had some fresh parsley. Who am I? I had fresh parsley. Never happens. Anyways, fresh parsley or dry parsley, or leave the parsley out. And of course, you can add salt and pepper to taste. And there you have it, you guys. It is delicious. Highly recommend trying this out. Once again, the recipes are all linked down below. Alright guys, so that is it for my 3 high protein pasta/noodle dishes. Tell me, is there a difference between pasta and noodles? Is it just different countries? I think so. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And of course, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe for more easy, delicious vegan recipes. As I mentioned, all of these recipes will be in a blog post linked down below. Check those blog posts out. And if you try any of these, make sure you give me a 5-star review because those help me a lot. And of course, thank you so much once again to EXdiet for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to check them out for some delicious, high protein, high fiber, healthy noodles/pasta, okay? Link is down below for you to purchase these EXdiet noodles that are great, okay? So thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!